Hello, there I am again. Hetty the Metty from Holland. Yes, I am here on Reveal Lifestyle on YouTube, live streaming, and I hope there is a lot of people coming in on the chat. You can chat me with me on while I'm here live in your area, and you can do that by sending me an email to Hetty the Metty at hotmail.com. That's my email, and all kinds of questions you can send me on the chat, but then everybody can see the chat. But you can also send me an email. And what can you do with sending me an email? It goes both ways. It's for yourself. If you would like to ask me for a reading to do for yourself on a live stream moment with only personal with you on one of the internet's possibilities, Teams or Summit. But anyway, there is possibility to meet me on internet here on not on YouTube, because YouTube is for everyone. And hey, there she is, Berber. Yes, he's back from holiday. I'm also back from holiday, so I hope everybody joined the holiday. And I met some people from the other side of the world, and I hope they're joined to here today. So if there is more people, come over on the chat and let me know. Just like Berber do, just like hi, and I will notice that. Thank you very much. This evening I will do something about information. Information what my job, about 25 years of medium. What can I do for you? But more, what did already I made here in Holland. Also in Canada, I went several years, a few times the year to Canada to travel with my family over there and meet them over there and make my own, rewrite my own book. So I got a Dutch book, and that was called The Value of a Name. In Holland we will call it naamuitleg in dummitaal. But for the people here, it's the value of a name. The value of a name will says that all the kind of informations about you, your skills, is into one little book. And the one little book you can get by sending me an email and give you a name, birthday, and birth date. And if you send me that, I can do already a reading. Yes, that's a possibility. First, I would like to help other people and by more announcement about my other gift, and that's the making my own blend. This is on water base, but I got them also here on cocos oil. So it's this or this, doesn't matter. This is on oil base and this is on water base. My spray, it helps for so many things here in for all kind of emotions. What's in it? It's 5 kind of doTERRA oils, essential oils. First, the rose. The second is lavender. And the third is geranium. Then I got 2 assistants in it. And first is air and the other is on guard. So that's what I did in my own body mist. And because the consistency of the body mist and also from the working, I gave some dropples into it, and just combinations will work. First, everybody needs to love themselves. because love is the most important ingredient which we can make, but also having feeling, and we need it. So you need some love for yourself. That's not always possible, I think, but you should do that because it starts with love. It starts all by love. Love yourself is the best ingredient ever. Love from other people is also very good. The lavender, yes, is giving you a kind of peace. It's give you, and then I need, of course, I need some information. Take a rest and it create overview. It's also skin restoring. Nobody knows that, but you know now, so that's good. Geranium, yeah, it's good for emotions. Let off all go emotions who is not belonging anymore to you and it's not serving you anymore. All kind of emotions I will go get into later. But on the same time, if it costs you so much energy, it's not healthy for you, but it costs you so much. So it doesn't give you anything, it doesn't serve you anymore, but it is. So let go of the energy, emotions, which not helping you anymore, not serving you anymore. What you can do is all kind of emotions, but we need some assistance. And the first assistance is an air from doTERRA. Just like it's a composition of multiple ingredients, which also have menthol in it. And menthol will give you more oxygen, and if you get more oxygen in your blood system, it will help. So it's working on your lungs. It gives you more oxygen and it will lead you to more energy. That's what to do for air. Then, as last, we need some focus where we would like to go. So your purpose, your goal, your destiny, where you would like to be, it starts always with one action on this time. So every day common actions and start with dreaming and going for your goal. So that's what basic is the focus. Focus where you go want to do. This spray is specially made for people who are in depressions. If you depress it, it's not long anymore fun in your life. You have bad things, why do I have to go out? If it's rainy outside, I will be wet all the time, etc., etc. So what, if you have the depressions, of course the weather will not change because we have a spray and say, okay, stop the raining, stop the thunder, and let the sun shine. It's not working for the weather, but it is working for your emotions of feeling well, feeling something. If you smell the rose, if you smell the lavender, and you close your eyes, and of course you are inside because you don't want to be wet, then you are completely different places than in this time of year, because it's almost October, and October will be it's one of the months in our autumn system, and autumn will always say let it go. The leaves are going from the trees, but also everything is changing in the nature, and these days we have a lot of changes in the nature. So meanwhile, I would like to see for If there's more people coming into the chat, come over and join up, of course. And invite, of course, your friends and your neighbors and your everything, everyone who know you and needs some positive energy. Yes. Um, if you are tired, overtired, if you are very, very intense tired, then you are not able to think about energy for doing nice plans or nice ideas. And to so also this spray will help because why? Because if you are tired, you can let it go and just let the emotions go with the flow, and it will help. Because if you are in discord with yourself, in your own balance, there is no balance anymore with your own system, also this will help. If you have anxiety, if you have fears, and all the time in bad thinking about everything and not doing anything anymore because I'm afraid of this or afraid of that. Maybe you have to do an exam tomorrow and there is stress around exams. You don't want to have them because you have to focus on your exams. If you have no overview anymore, so there is no clearancy in your schedule, no clearancy in your life to do which actions you can take, or you have a sleep, badly sleep, then it's time to use this. Because I go back to my ingredients and I said rose is love yourself. So have warm feelings about yourself. Your heart has to beat again and has to take over. The lavender say get overview. Get straight everything. But anyway, your navigations to be start must be clear. So take the rest of take your time to rest. Get overview and go for the peace in your system. Geranium says, let it go. Let it go what not necessary anymore. So if you have fears for the exams, is it helping you? No. Is it helping you to having relaxing and having focus and read again one time your study material? Then you can still having everything, but most it's clear in your head. So all the things out of the system that you are still in charge. So that's what it helps. If you are tired, you need to have a good sleep. How do you can give yourself a good sleep? With this spray. Because if you spray it on your cushion and on your pillow, then it will give you the sign of, okay, everything is under control, everything is going good, I love myself, I love the whole world, but now I need to take my rest. So that's what I do. And of course, all the time, it's your focus. What would you accomplish, man, at that moment? So the spray is helping for the exams. It's helping for a good night's sleep. It helps when you are depressed. It helps you when you have to focus on driving home. Because at that moment, the focus is the most important ingredient which you noticed. And you have still overview. So your focus is on there. And when you say you would like to have focus, it will help. So it will help you in all kind of ways. Is it necessary to say you are active or not active, or do you need to be? No, it's depending where you work at that moment, where you are at that moment. What will you like to accomplishment at that moment? So that will help. So the name is the Air of Flowers, and the Air of Flowers is here in Holland. To get in one of nice bottle, it's only €7.50. And if you need more of them, I will send it, of course. So come over to the James Watts Street 2A, or in Leeuwarden, or in Hoensbroek, Readymarkt. It's also over there, still in Holland. Of course, in the future, I need to go overseas probably and having selling points over there. But meanwhile, I have still here my air of flowers, and it will help, and that's where it is important. And while you are buying this kind of air spray, the air of flowers, you're helping also children with needs. James Watt Street 2A. That's in exactly. Thank you very much. Yes. Nice live stream. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm so happy with all the kind of support. Thank you. So also the oil is over there. And the oil has something extra because the lavender, yes, also Bilgaard Passage 61 is also in Leeuwarden. And maybe you can mention also the Readymarkt in Hoensbroek. That's also what we can do. Okay, then it's also the oil. And the oil works on the skin. And the skin is always going from outside inside, but it helps to repair and calm your skin. So it's helping. The one way or the other way, it's helping more. So it's also smelling longer in your system because the oil droplets is into the cocos oil. That's what it is. So that's what I try to say to everyone. First, thank you. Oh, I have to learn that one, but I learn it later. Then I'll post it in chat. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. Wow. So, if there is no questions, I go further on with my next subject, and that will be readings. You can ask for readings. Yes. That's not a nice page, because if you would like to me speaking English all the time, I need sometimes to travel my schedule. Readings, yes. I do already 25 years readings on different kinds of moments. It starts all with painting from auras. I just was very unsure in the first time. I hope that everything is okay now. Still, yes, okay. The painting moments. 25 years ago, I was very, very busy in my head. There was no classifications at that time, so I couldn't notice what it was, but I knew that I had a special gift, only I didn't knew how to work with it. So the first time that I get my spiritual working was with all kind of colors, and the forms and the colors says something about the situation. And to explain it later on, I thought that I need always the colors, the painting. Excuse me. But all kind of paintings at that moment. I need some drink, so sorry. Later on, I understand because other people learned me that the colors and the shapes will meant something to the person, how it went, what kind of skills they got, and etc. So later on, I developed my own book, and that was called the first time the naam uitleg in Dummitaal. That's the Dutch one. And later on, of course, the value of a name. But first, I got a system with all kind of letters, which everybody knows probably number logical. and this is from the letters, logical. So did it all I wrote it down, and next to that painting, I wrote every time something about the skills and about the situations from the earlier days, with what kind of setbacks there were, sadness, yes, which kind of life experiments there was, which I couldn't know as a person, but as a medium, I could know that. But later on, I just learned that everything is just energy. So energy is also to give away from the screen here in Holland to wherever you would like to be in the world. So for me, is it an easy way to give also on screen, on a photo, or with the date, with kind of the letters from your name. All kinds of informations leads to one personality describing. So if somebody would like to ask for a personal reading, you can go to Hetty the Metty hotmail@hotmail.com, which I just mentioned in the chat, but also of course Hetty the Metty @hotmail.com. You can send me a mail, and then we plan together with the time different, of course, and because we have different time zones probably. So we give a time at that moment, and then we can chat, of course. What is necessary is just the name and the birth date. That's what I need. The name and the birth date is the name is the first impression, and the birthday is always giving the date of birth. Give always the red line for your situation, and the age you are at this moment is on how far you are on the timeline. Next to that, of course, I see a picture or I see you on the screen. That will be also enough for getting energy from the other person. So I don't have to touch them. You don't have to be live with me, because I know enough from a little distance. Yes, a little bit different distance. Yes. But if you would like to be giving friends a reading, just here on YouTube, that's also possible. But then I don't mention the name of the person who is got a reading, just the person who is signing up for the friend. So if you have a friend and you would like to to give them a personal reading, but then on YouTube, it's okay by me. I love to do it every time. I do it already in Dutch, but I do not have on this moment one on outside the Netherlands. So be the first and let it see that it is possible. Yes, my work experiments is already 25 years. It's more started with people who was in just like overtired, or just have a burnout. It's just not anymore energy, depression sometimes, but it's not always going with depression. It's more that you are stuck, and then you don't know anymore how to work with your energy and how to create new energy and to do the things you love to do in the other way. It's on so many different kind of ways which I can work. So I just would like to give you examples by doing it. And if there's somebody on the line who would like to have one of come over for a mail and give me the informations, and yeah, of course this is handy for me that I get it before, that I got a little bit pre-preparation before. But yes, last week was there somebody in Dutch, in my because Wednesday evening I also on live streaming in Dutch, and then there was a lady, um, which she says later on by her friends a reaction. I hope that she's coming soon in one of my broadcasting, but then in the Dutch one probably. Um, yeah, she was also entrepreneurship here in Holland, and I always love to know what is the drive of a personality, how it works, and how you can um, share it with other people just like you. So that's what I try to hope every time. Um, do I have other subjects on this moment? I have to see how it works. Um, I got questions, and what I don't know if I just already mentioned here, but how old was when which age I had when I discovered my talents? Um, I have to go back then in the time that I was 13 years old, and that was the first time when I noticed that there was something different going in my system. Um, it's called transmedium, what we called here in Holland. I don't know if it's correctly word, but if you go in trance and you discovered you feel the same anxious and all other kind of emotions from another person who's loving you or which you are connected with, and the other person went ill, and 2 hours later, then when he gets ill, he passed away. And that was my father. So at that time, I noticed that I was not nearby because there was between him and me was 8 kilometers. I was at school, so I didn't supposed to be at home. That was very clear for me that there was something going on with my system, my body, which uh, I've got feeling the illness, but it was not me who was ill. So I feel it in my system, and I throw up and all kind of other things what's not good. And when it was done, it was something undefinite. It's not something what I could describe at that moment. It's something from a silence until peace, but also emptiness and um, loneliness. I don't know exactly if that's the right word, but I was at that time at school, and there was of course a lot of other students over there, and the one of the teachers came to me and he says, "You're not yourself, completely not, because we know already you, but also your family, and we know there is something happening with you. And we could also see the changes in your face, in your completely system. And now you got your own face again, but not the face." Yes, it was so different. So it was very impressive at that moment. I didn't knew, of course, what was happening. And later on, 2, 3 hours later on, I was at the bicycle at home because we have a bike to school. And at that moment, then they told me what has happened. And yes, of course, it was very sad and not, of course, not very sadly, of course, because announcement that your father is not anymore over there, but um, somewhere I knew that. Somewhere I knew that he was there. Later on, I was lost him because there was people from the church who says that this was not happening. This it could not be. And so if people come to die, you have to let them go and believe that there is in heaven. and that God is taking care of the personality, and you don't communicate with him because I'm a Christian at that time. Later on, I learned, of course, that a lot of more is. The Holy Spirit is something terrific, great. It's something what is happening if yeah, on definition with kind of feeling it was. But I was 13 years old for the first time. Yes. I didn't knew at that moment what exactly everything's going on. It took me some years to let it explain, but also to let it be in my system. So I was 20 years old when people says you have this um, yeah, gift. It's a gift from God. It's a gift from the Holy Spirit that's it's working through you. And then I said, okay, but is that the reason why I feel different than the other persons? So there was a lot of questions, and if you are the questionary, you are looking for a lot of answers. And later on, I was becoming a light worker, and then you know what the answers are, and then you can give the other person's explanations. That's how it works. So first, you're gonna seek for your own answers to live your life as a human being, and later on, you are a teacher, a light worker, on different kind of ways. And yes, I love to do it. And of course, there is so many people who is very skeptic around me and says, "Oh, you have to prove every time again," and that's correctly. It works that way, because every time I need to convince the other one, there is something more between heaven and earth, and there is more than only the believing in the churches. There is more. And what is more? It's the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit can be everywhere. If you would like to enjoy it, you can get it. And which kind of church you would like to go into, there is a Holy Spirit. And there you can see for yourself it's fitting you or it's not fitting you. So believing is not only in church. Believing is in your heart, and that's where your actions is coming from, your way of acting in the normally way of the day. And of course, still I'm over the 50 years now, but I'm still learn every day, and experiments have every day. And every time I think, oh, can I do this? And then, yes. And then I'm a part of the wonder. Because if you need a wonder, sometimes there is a wonder going on. A miracle, what we call, of course, here. And a miracle is not having by my, sometimes through me, yes, but not that I am the creator of it. Completely not. It's always the creator is, in my opinion, is God, and He works through us to hear. So every time I ask Him if He would like to glorify His way through me. So what we call in Holland, geef mij de zegen dat ik tot een zegen mag zijn. So to serve, if you are going to serve the other person, you always helping, always. So ask all the people who has first aid. Ask all the people who is working in the care. It's always first the other one, then your. But if there is dangerous, please be careful, because if you are not able anymore to help, so you have to take care of yourself. And then I'm coming back to my spray, because first you have to love yourself. That's what is necessary. Love is necessary. Every day again. Every time when you have setbacks, you need some love for yourself. Of course you have need love for other people, but first for yourself. And that's not selfish, but that's a way of being alive. Feeling alive, But if you would like to serve other people, you have to love yourself first. Okay, so that was the questions about how old I was. Do I have a special? Yes, of course, got special thing, but there's so many things to remember. So it's good if I write some happenings in the earlier days. Um, yes. Oh, a very special moment was when a lady came through, um, in which I don't want to do that at the moment because it was Sunday, and Sunday is my day off. You know, um, everybody needs one day off in a week, and some people do it on Sabbath day. That's the Saturday Sabbath day, but other people do it on Sunday, and you need one day rest because God made the earth here on 6 days, but 7 days he was having rest. So it's also very good to have a day off of everything. So what it was on a Sunday, and I thought also because I am resting at that moment, that also the spiritual workers was resting, but it was not the issue because there was something going on with the grandkid from and one of the grandchildren of this lady. She was passed. I didn't knew that at the time, and I was contact with her daughter, and her daughter was just invited us on Sunday, and so there was a lady next to her, project next to her. In my imagination, there was a lady next to her, and I asked the young lady if her mother was passed away, and she says, "Yeah." I didn't knew that because I didn't communicate a long time with her at that moment, so it was a catching up. And I said, "Okay," because I see your mom, and your mom is very, very, um, yes, worried about one of her grandchildren. Not your grandchildren, not your children, but other grandchildren. So, yeah, that was a moment very, very special because this lady, she was so worried and so very in her emotions against me. I said, "Okay, I'm not your relative. I'm not, but she needs me as a medium at that moment." So that was very impressive. Just like in one moment, there was a young boy. He asked me for a reading. That's completely another story, but he was having a reading for his mom, and his mom was did having drowned herself. So she committed suicide at that moment when he was very young, but he witnessed it also. So that was very heavy, and he would like to have a reading about a message of his mom. That was what he did. He became a young man. Meanwhile, he was around 25 until 30 years old. At that moment, he came for the first time at the medium. He says, "I need to go to you." And I don't know why, but every person in my area says, "You are one of the best and for me to go over, and I would like to have answers." And I said, "Okay, if you think that I am the personality to do that, come over and I will try to help you." But the first time that I had a child of just personality like his mom. And meanwhile, I was sitting over him, and one moment he was very angry at me. And then he says, "I'm sorry." He apologized to himself because he says, "You got the same eyes as her. The same kind of eyes. You get her eyes." And then I said, "Okay." But I'm still myself. I'm still Hetty the Metty at that moment. And then he says, "Yeah, but you sorry, but you had the eyes of my mom, and I was so angry about her that she did what she did in the past. And later on, there was connections, of course, because the lady in question was giving all kind of answers which he could understand after a while, after his emotions was gone. So at that time, I learned also that you have to love yourself first. That's what it is. Also, with all kind of traumas, all kind of therapies, you have to love yourself first. And it was very clear to me that I didn't want to use my eyes anymore for this kind of opportunities, because it was scary to me that he was so angry. And I thought, okay, maybe he would punch me, hit me, something like that. But no, it didn't happen, but it was scary. It was very scary because he was into all kind of emotions as a big fellow which was already 25 years, and he was not anymore the little boy from the earlier days when it was happened, and he was witnessed at that moment, so he could share his emotions. And also that's something what is very, very impressive at that moment. So do I have exceptional experiments? Yes. Do I like it? Sometimes not. No, sometimes it's so overload for energy. So no. Okay, let me have it a little bit easier at that moment. Do I have questions at this moment? Is there anyone who would like to answer a question? If there's some Dutch girl, some Dutch boy who would like to do it in Dutch, I will translate it, of course. Because my English is not perfect and I would like to apologize for this. But I try to do it. And at least consistent every Monday evening to do this on YouTube, live streaming. I need to do it. Why? Because I would like to help other people. Hetty de Metty explains like Hetty would like to meet you. Hetty de Metty. Meet you. So I would like to meet you. Where are you? Come over and send me an email. Send me something on a post on the chat. If you have the time to describe to follow me, then it would be great, because I need more followers, more subscribers, and I need it, because then YouTube see me like a real personality who is having some fun on YouTube. Yes. Yes. Is there anything what I would like to help now other people? I will check my phone. Succes met streamen. Oh, thank you very much. It's somebody says in Dutch that it's that that it would be fun to be here. Is there anyone else who would like to ask something? I don't know. I'm looking for something. In the earlier moments, I try to have it about setbacks in life. If there is setbacks in life, sometimes we can be the victim and we can play the victim, and we will be the victim for always. That will stay you in the corner of being a victim, to be the personality who is having beating up, having troubles, etc. Sometimes you would like to come over and say, okay, this is the way of life. This is a way of which I don't like, and I can stand up for myself. And then that comes again. You have to love yourself first. If you love over there, then you have to see for overcome overviews. Having rest, take the rest and take time to good sleep, but also to overcome over your setbacks. So every setback is a setup for a comeback. And that's what we would like to do. Come back and say, here, I am here now, and I would like to be, succeed and being happy and positive and creative again and thinking away it could be instead of it would be. Yes, so my energy area, yeah, it's an aura, what we call it, and in your aura you can get your own colors. If there is a lot of green around you and you love to be in the green area, it's developing. It's always helping because there is more green oxygens, nature again around you, and it will help you more oxygens in your system. So it's more energy. Do I have influence? Do I have influence? Sometimes, yes, but I got influence on my own mindset. Influence about the way I acting. Do I have how to react on some disappointments of other people? Sometimes there is jealousy around you, and people doesn't give you any credits anymore because they don't like you, because there is something what you have which they would like to have, and then they are jealous. And yeah, it's not necessary to be jealous because everybody has their own personality, their own energy, and it's your own mindset who is working or not. If your mindset says all the time, no, I don't want to be that, and I don't like this, and everyone is good, and it doesn't work. So try the other way. Try to think around and then make your move around. Come in actions. What is your change? What is your plan? And which kind of focus you would like to have? Did you put your focus on paper? Do you have your 5 requirements where you would like to be? Please do. And then you see what is happening in your life. As long as you are using the words it could be, it can be, it is possible. As long as you're not giving yourself restrictions like I do not like it or I can't do it. It's not the negative way, it's the positive way. Because your mindset is always working like what is possible instead of what is not possible. So if you describe your own goals, your own focus, your own wishes where you would like to be about 5 years, about 2 years, about 3 months. If you make your own plan, be sure there is only positive ways of doing it. Then it will be happened and then it will be succeeded. One of the 5 is very soon here, already been here. So if you have 5 wishes, and all kind of wishes is in the way it could be, it shall be, it goes to happen, then it will be over there. I know for sure. There is one of the 5, because your focus is on it, because you have love to it. So that's what I'm doing. I think this evening is okay for now. This live stream. If there is no questions anymore, I have to go because if there is no questions anymore, it's not helping anymore. So I do my best for coming over very soon, about 1 week, about 7 o'clock in the evening in Holland, PM. I don't know what's the time difference between the Netherlands and Europe, but please be counting and come over and join me here on YouTube. Subscribe me, please, and Reveal Lifestyle is on YouTube, it is on Facebook, and it is on Instagram, and sometimes on TikTok. Because I'm not really a TikTok man. I think so. Sorry. But I try to do it again. And look to my shorts. Please do that on YouTube. And thank you very much for joining me here. And subscribe me and give all the friends a signal that they have to subscribe me too. And please help me with it. And of course, you can go to my website, www.Refeel Lifestyle. It's 3 kind of words, refeellifestyle.com, and you can give me a review. And of course, it is in English, so everybody can read it. Have a good evening, and have a good day, and have a good week. And then I hope to see you next week. Bye, everyone. Until later.